Yo, welcome back to another episode of Shoot 'em with Shooters. I'm Bryon Summers, photographer and content creator, and I'm joined here, as always, with my guys and fellow shooters.
What's up, man? My name is Dayo Kosoko, host and digital content creator. Missed you guys.
And back for the third time, third time, but we're back. James Anthony right here, photographer, content creator, creative director, and it feels good to be with my boys right here.
So look, guys, we can't go any further right now in this episode without addressing what Dayo has on right now, bro. Like you are some kind of clean or what? Like what is this?
Yo, check it out, man. Big shout out to Nike for always coming through with the Nigerian fits. We got the up and coming new Olympic kits. They blessed your boy. Shout out to my homegirl Mel.
Got the whole kit.
Mel, I love you. But Nike's on some other stuff because they respect the culture. These guys have developed a Nike Agbada raincoat. And if you don't know what an Agbada is the top part of basically our African suit of sorts. It is the final coup de grace that essentially you can really establish yourself as a man of prominence as you roll up your sleeves and get attention wherever you are. Hey, they didn't know I was a model, man. But yeah, man, really excited for the Nike gear. It's a lot of love. And, you know, it's a lot to talk about Nigeria at the time, you know? So, you know, not only are we doing our thing with sports, but, you know, in reality, it's a lot of things happening in Nigeria. I don't know if you guys have heard. Talk to me.
Bro, I honestly have just started to become more aware. I've seen I don't want to call them memes, but I've seen posts on Instagram and I was going to say flyers as well, but I've seen posts on Instagrams that are spreading awareness of SARS. And I can't lie, when I first saw it, I thought about the flu or the disease, SARS, to be honest. And that's no disrespect to what's going on. It's just timing right now. In America, we also have social justice efforts, and we also have a COVID-19 global pandemic. So, you know, just seeing SARS and EndSars, I'm like, yeah, end it. You know, but now I go through.
I remember, man, I was talking to you, and you thought it was definitely SARS, the virus, and you know, I had to, you know, break it down. You know, SARS is essentially the Special Anti-Robbery Squad in Nigeria. They were established in '92 to, you know, handle such crimes like robbery, theft, burglarism, you know, kidnapping, things of that nature. But the ironic thing is, these guys who obviously, like in most places, are supposed to uphold the law, are the ones who are corrupting the law in that sense, where they've taken advantage of that by stealing from people, abusing people, you know, harassing people, you know, basically just trying to make money, trying to do better. I mean, it's the process of a corrupt situation. You know, and like I said, you know, that I have to blame on the colonizers. You know what I mean? You know, the colonizers came and kind of left Africa in a rut. And, you know, we talk about a country where you have, you know, got tripped up at the starting block. You know, we have a continent that got tripped up from inception. You know what I mean? Our country is only 60 years old. And, you know, we have people in power, you know, like the ambassador of Nigeria to the U.S., who's 84 years old, who's older than the country itself, who hasn't moved to the side. So someone else with grand ideas of how to make our country better, you know, will be given that opportunity. But people who have the wealth want to keep the wealth, you know. So it's a very frustrating times. You know, obviously, hashtag EndSars. Shout out to everybody who's doing something in Nigeria. Thank you, brothers, for letting me talk about it as well. But, you know, it's been real. I went to a protest over at the Nigerian embassy 2 days ago. James, I believe you made a move as well. And first of all, I got to thank you on air, bro. When I heard that you went to a protest, that really, you know, made me feel good because, you know, you're obviously looking at, you know, brotherhood, Nigerians you may know, and then also your connection to Africa. You know, as a black man and black people, you know, obviously getting in, you know, injustice anywhere in the world is an injustice. Right. You know, not getting just is an injustice. So thank you for that, first and foremost.
No, for sure, man. And you're speaking I think it was 2 nights ago, downtown Los Angeles. They had a candlelight vigil, peaceful protest, of course, but like you said, Dayo, the DMV is notoriously known for their large West African, East African as well population. But so many of my friends growing up are Nigerian. You know what I'm saying? So many, you're my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like you're Nigerian, so it's hard to not feel affected by that. And like you said, just with our current situation that we're going on within the states, we're no longer separated because of the news media, of social media, the internet. The world is way smaller now, you know, so we're no longer, oh, that's a world away. No, we found out about this through social media before you find out about it on the news. So it's very much in your face. You're very much affected. You think about the people you know. You think about the injustices that we're experiencing here in the States. You know, this is a reminder right here, this hoodie, just about the fight that has been going on in many countries by people of color. And it's like when the George Floyd incident happened, the whole world stood up and let out a roar for us. So
the murder of George Floyd, the murder of George Floyd.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
We got to say what it is. So we got to always remind folks, man.
Right. Like the murder of George Floyd, and you have these senseless killings in Nigeria. It kicked up, you know, emotions of what we experienced in May, where it's like, well, these are innocent people. All they want to do is live and have equal rights, and it's being taken from them like animals. So yeah, man, I felt compelled to go out there. You know, I'm sure you guys see video footage with it, but it's something that we wish, you know, we didn't have to talk about.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. James, you definitely mentioned, you know, the global aspect of it all. You know, it felt good to see the world protesting against police brutality with us. And, you know, but we're such America as a country is, you know, away from everybody else. So we all always sometimes, you know, think that our problems are the world's problems.
Right.
But when we start to see the world actually, you know, really vouching for us and say, yeah, like that's messed up. So like it's pretty much like a reciprocity going on right now. And you know, it makes me feel good that, you know, you and Dayo were both, I called you guys the other day at the same time you were both coming from a protest. Or maybe Dayo's coming from a protest and you had gone on live like that night, right. Showing that you were at an actual protest out there in LA, Dayo down in DC. But again, we're in America, and yes, we can demonstrate here and, you know, again, be in solidarity with people around the world. But how do you guys think that we can continue to help, especially as visual creators?
Wow, Bryon. You know, it's so interesting. I had this dialogue with a couple of friends. You know, there's always this dynamic of like Africans and African Americans. And it's so deep rooted that it doesn't get talked about a lot, you know, based on certain feelings of disconnect and things of that nature. But it's so interesting for us who grew up in this area. Like I got best friends who are African American. I got best friends who are African. You know what I mean? You all know an African. You know what I mean? Because of where we grew up and the diversity in it. So I feel like there is space for everyone to do something. You know, when something happens here in the States and it's an African American person, I feel like it's me. You know, no matter what, because I have the privilege of being born from African parents who moved here and me being first generation. So I have that duality, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's the hope that when one of us is experiencing some sort of injustice, some sort of wrongdoing, you know, by people who have power over us, no matter what. It's more interesting in Nigeria because it's black and black. But, you know, that comes from, like I said, the systemic corruption from colonization. And, you know, it's, okay, to your question, Bryon, because I'm about to, you see where my head's at.
You're teaching right now.
But to your question, bro, awareness. Because like James said, he found out online before he found out on the TV. And that was me too. I found out online. I was talking to, this is before I found out from family. You know what I mean? I found out online. Whoa, what's going on in Nigeria? I have family in Lagos. So I'm starting to text people. We're WhatsApping people. Are y'all good? And, you know, this is, it, you know, so it's awareness. Yeah. Make things aware. Get out there. Say something. This ain't right. Just like we scream for everything that we feel is wrong. you know, when we see it's one of us, scream even louder. You know what I mean? I think that's a general rule. Scream louder, because, you know, we're in a fight. We're in a fight, and we're just trying to get our rights, man. Get our rights, be happy, and live the dream.
What is it, like October now? We've gone through almost a full year of this COVID situation, and I've lost track of time. But one thing that I always do track of is award season. Like, when is that?
Award season is typically between October to February.
Right.
I feel like it's long as a mug. Like, I feel like it's. Don't you feel like it's always award season? It's like always somebody being awarded.
Yeah, and like, I don't know when Grammys, Oscars, VMAs, BMAs. I don't know when any of this stuff is, but I'm extra aware of it now because my guy's timeline has been flooded with like almost every award show. James, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's most recently I've had the pleasure of working with one of my fraternity brothers, Apuje Kalu, who's a wardrobe stylist out here in Los Angeles. One of his clients is Jay Ellis, and
why you acting so insecure?
Right, yeah. I guess famously known for his role of Lawrence on the show, HBO show Insecure. Shout out to Issa Rae Productions. Apuje was styling him for the Billboard Music Awards. He was a presenter for the show. Apuje hit me up. He said, "Yo, bro, I think I want to try to do something, you know, a little creative for this red carpet look." And similar to the Virginia King experience, which I'm forever grateful for, we went to Jay's house, met there, and just shot we shot in his driveway, we shot in his backyard, it was a dope experience, man. It was just creating content. Again, you look forward to those highlights, especially in the situation that we're in right now. So it's when you're kind of thirsty and hungry to be creative, those outlets are greatly appreciated. And it was cool. But yeah, we'll see what's in the future. I'll tell you about that later, though.
And look, man, Bryon, we always talk about this amongst ourselves, amongst our colleagues. Doing one thing leads to another. I'm excited for what happens, James.
Yeah. It's one of those things, just being intentional. A lot of people always ask me, like, well, what did you do that I could do? And just being always intentional about what you're doing, but also having consistency. I think that's the biggest thing, is no matter what the project is, big or small, just have the consistency. And even if I'm not actively on a photo shoot set, I try to stay consistent with the creativity, because for me, being creative has opened more doors for me. So opposed to, you know, sitting around and waiting for someone to book me, I book myself mentally. I challenge myself. So it's a lot of the times where I'll try to do something new, perfect it until I get good at it, and then it gets noticed, and then somebody's paying me, you know, to kind of engulf them in that idea. So I think that's again, the pandemic has been, you know, a curse and a blessing. So yeah, forever grateful.
Indeed. I hear people say, you know, like, you know, be intentional with your work, or shoot for what you want to get hired for, or show in your portfolio, obviously, what you want to get hired for, and things like that. Is it as simple as that to you? Do you feel like, okay, I want to shoot and have it, you know, on this cover, so let me go ahead and study this brand and see how I need to shoot, and then do it on my own, keep putting it out, and then wait for somebody to call me?
Well, I think the thing is never really waiting. You know what I'm saying? It's if you're actively in the act of, my two biggest things is consistency and persistence, because a lot of times the person that ends up making it to where you want to be is the person that never stopped. You know, 'cause a lot of times you may be like, oh man, this is not happening as fast as I thought it was, or the rewards aren't as grandiose as I expected them to be. So a lot of people hang it up, but it's
You said consistency and persistency?
No, consistency and persistence. I think those two, you got to be persistent, you got to be consistent. And I feel like when you're persistent, you're ever evolving because you want to get better. You can be persistent and just be nonstop and nagging. But when I say persistence, I mean in a sense where you're creating, and each time you create, you're learning from your previous mistakes. So naturally, you're evolving, you're getting better. And when I say
Pokemon, man, Pokemon.
exactly. So when I say consistent, I mean just being consistent with your work. You want to consistently be dope at what you do, and you want to be consistent at whatever you're known for. You know, if you want to shoot headshots, if you want to be a dope hairdresser or hairstylist, just shoot and work in consistency. I feel like those are the two biggest components of landing the job, you know?
I think with that answer, James, you can tell people to stop DMing you. Yo, what did you do to get that? I'm joking.
I didn't say that, but yeah.
They were like, check out episode 2. It's in there.
It's in there somewhere.
So simply put, you know, someone can get this job, or matter of fact, let me back up, because there's multiple ways to get hired. Obviously, you said consistency and persistency with your work and with your work ethic. But if you've done one thing like Dayo mentioned, you know, if you shoot one, you know, soccer game,
yeah,
you're going to see somebody that's going to say, oh, we'll come to this next one, you know? So yeah, definitely. I like that. Yeah, simple as that. Consistency and persistency. I think that's definitely a no. And so question for you. So with all of these, and I'm saying all of them, but and it's because I personally have lost count. I feel like you've done 6 award shows, but it's just because your work is always consistent, you know. So
ooh, and persistent.
So the question is, how have these awards been different? These award shows been different than any of your other gigs?
And who have you liked the best? Who have you liked working with the best?
I'll never say that, but I like all my clients.
I'll never tell.
I'll never tell. No, you know what it is? I won't say I've had a better experience, because I feel like every experience that I have with everyone is it molds you in some way. You know, just where it's like, okay, you receive that energy, but you also, within the most recent, I guess, couple of months, is for a while, but it's been like you shoot with these people that you've had a preconceived notion of what they are to be like around. Mm-hmm. And when you get to experience them in a professional setting, it sets a tone where you're, you know, sometimes you hear the statement, never meet your idol, just because you may be disappointed. Mm-hmm. But I'll say, for example, like Regina King was somebody who just surpassed every expectation of what I wanted her to be. And so when you have experiences like that, it makes you grateful for the journey, and makes you also, it's like reassurance, like, all right, I'm doing something right. Yeah. So it motivates you to push even harder. So I think within this season, I don't know, I feel different. It's almost like I hate to keep going back to Pokemon, but it feels like an evolution, you know?
Hey.
Go James! Yo, when these bastards James Mander. Look. When these brands, when they're trying to work with you, they just go to the Pokeball and just James Mander attack. Nah, James, man, you know we're proud of you, man. We know we're proud of you, man.
Look, I'm proud of all of us. Real talk, like the fact that, again, we're right now filming this. It's you have to act with intention, and when you treat this like a job, and when you like, for real, like, if you act with intention, if you treat this like a job, if you come here to produce dope content, what has been happening for me within, and Dayo, you know this, as far as like what's been happening, especially recently, if you put out dope work, people are going to notice, and they're going to want to be part of what you're doing. So it's like the fact that we're doing this right now, it's like, come on, y'all, you keep it going.
Yeah, straight up.
This is a bookmark. Like you said, creatively, this is a bookmark in all of our careers.
Oof. So yo, this dude. Now I know how you got the award for Crossroads. Yo, I feel like you're the character that the audience falls in love with. Like, oh my gosh, like, yo, it's you, bro. Dude, that was powerful, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I think we always talk about these things. Yeah, so James, yeah, that's exactly the point. The way you bigged us up, the way you're giving that energy, that's part of that. That's part of the community that we talk about.
Right.
And Bryon, we were talking about this earlier, essentially saying what has given us as creatives in this space a head start. Essentially, if we can look back, we can say we've been given a head start in this space. And what can we say has attributed to that? And for me personally, guys, I literally would say it's the fact that my colleagues and I don't have egos, especially with each other. I think there's a lot of groups essentially where people are working together and doing different things. And, because of the creative space, there's this energy of, yo, that guy is, I don't want to tell him this. I don't want to help with this. He might get this before me. He might get that before me. And, that's never been anything that has ever, you know what I mean? Like, and I know you guys can say the same thing. It hasn't even crossed your mind. The fact that we're really on my brother, what can I do for this guy? This would be great for him. This would be awesome for him. And, big props to our good homie and our good friend of the community, Lucky Peters, because, I remember early upon meeting Lucky and a lot of us doing work, Lucky was was the first guy I heard that started talking about us being a community. And,
Right.
I took a step back without even really asking him. And I was like, damn, he's right. Because in the community got neighborhood watch. Community got people that pick up the trash. Community got people that are policing the space. Where we're essentially the community. We're outside knocking on each other's doors. Yo, I got some pie for you. Yo, I just seen somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really a community of individuals that are saying, yo, we're supporting each other, props to each other. What else can we do for each other? And that energy has given us nothing but a head start, because I've seen many groups, collectives, whatever people want to call themselves. We don't call ourselves anything, but I've seen the people in those spaces fall and falter when there was momentum because of ego. And, we're all married now, girlfriends, we're all in different situations. And that energy continues with our spouses, our children. And it's really a dope feeling. So for me personally, fellas, that's what I feel has given us a head start in this space. Once again, anyone watches like, oh man, these brothers are so sentimental, dog. They just love each other. Yeah, man. And I'm not scared to talk about it, because this is the energy we need in 2020 and 2021. You feel me?
Hey, yeah, much respect. I agree. I agree to that. I definitely agree to that. I feel like, the stronger you are as far as your network, the stronger you are with your foundation. So it's like, if you got people that have your back, you feel like, if there's a question that we have, we ask it. If there's a concern that we have, we voice it. And if there's a discrepancy, we iron it out. And I feel like that's what keeps us, like you said, that's what keeps us sharper, still sharp and steel. So it's one of those, yo, what gig did you get? Congrats, bro. Like, I'll figure out a way if whatever I'm a part of, like, there's been plenty of times where Lucky Peters has been part of my projects. There's been projects that I've done where both of y'all have been part of my projects. You and Bryon, especially being on the East Coast, there's plenty of projects that y'all have worked together jointly on. And I agree, man, you feel stronger when you have a genuine network. And I feel like a lot of times you can come across people on the rise up, and it may not be so much love. So you got to appreciate it when you got it good.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's crazy. You definitely have people that have opportunities to have internships where, famous or well-established photographers. And I don't feel like I had that opportunity. Maybe other people within the community might feel that way about people, that are in the community. But I think one thing that this community that we're talking about has going for it is that it's built with and not necessarily for the people that participate. So like you said, whether it's jobs being posted in the Discord chat, or whether it's advice being asked, or gear talk, or whatever, we might complain about not seeing a lot of us in the spotlight or in the forefront, or so on and so on. But because of that, because of the problem that we've identified, we can now present a solution. So whether that's having a space Because I mean, outside looking in, somebody might see the dojo, whether it's the dojo now or 52 O Street, and think, okay, well that's my head start, or that's Dayo's head start. If I just had that,
Bruh.
I can get this. And I guess that's where the egos come in. We don't have people asking, damn, if I just had a sweet apartment in LA, I can get the Regina King shot. No, it's not that.
But see, that's the thing. I feel like even when the topic came about, I was like, a head start. I don't necessarily consider anything a head start. Yeah, community is great along the way, but to have a head start meaning you had a silver spoon fed to you. But it's like, look, if you break down all of our backgrounds and our beginnings, it all just started saying, I want to pick up a camera and I want to do something. I can't necessarily say that I had a head start over someone from jump, just because we all start the same way, essentially. As far as, again, if you're not born with privilege, or if your mom's not Annie Leibovitz, but for the most of us, we're figuring it out along the way. So the people that end up getting to where you want to be are the people who didn't say no. I've experienced too many, speed bumps, and it deterred me. It's the people that say, again, the persistence, where it's just like, you know what, I'm chasing a dream, and I'm gonna keep at it. So that's why I couldn't really say a head start per se, but it's really what attribute do you have that puts you in the race, and at times it feels like you're winning, and I feel like that's persistence and endurance, because endurance is the real factor. You know what I'm saying?
I can feel that. I think it's interesting you do say that, James, because and you mentioned it just a second ago, Bryon, talking about internships. And when you think about certain trades, like even people who put in units, AC units, people that are carpenters, people that are blacksmiths, they have apprenticeships. You know what I mean? Someone who's an apprentice who essentially follows this man, watches him, sees his move, gets the inside information. We never, from all of our stories, like you said, James, we never got that, for whatever reason, because we are now those people, you know what I mean? And that's what I think is the most impressive, is that, we saw the need for what we didn't have. And I know each of us in our different spaces that has somebody who is, coming up, asking questions, trying to figure some stuff out. And we're about that life. Like, what do you need? Because we didn't have that person. So, once again, James, for me, it's that energy. And for you, the two words were persistence and consistency. For me, I would say it's been the network, right? The network and the personality for me in my space, because I have an era of not really caring about, the perception people have of me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I figured that out in high school, and it caused a lot of creative freedom, like the ability to really say what you feel and be in a space and be how you are. And I think that's something that's helped me in my life, as well as in being in that space, networking. So those would be the two words for me.
No, look, it's funny because as you're saying, I'm thinking like me knowing like my own demeanor. It's great to have somebody in your corner that has that personality. Because I'm like, can you tell him this?
hey yo, get that dude right there.
Can you tell him this? Because I'm tired of saying it. This Head Start question came from a conversation I had with James off camera earlier, and I've never really had a mentor, like somebody that I can actually say this was a person that I asked to be a mentor or was assigned to me. Actually, I'm lying. One person, and I feel bad because I can't remember her name. But
I was about to say, now you got to say their name.
Yeah, it's one person. Oh my God.
Hey, look, whoever you are, was it a man or a woman?
No, she was an awesome Black woman I met when I was in Norfolk State, and she was in the journalism program. And every year to this day, I still get invitations to the Herb Block Award Show, which is a prestigious award for the for political cartoonists. because I was drawing cartoons.
Hey
heavy
sis,
in
he
college.
might not remember your name, but he's giving you your flowers, man. Shout out to Lucky Peters with the flowers, man.
I'm definitely gonna put it in the I'm definitely going to put her
Flowers.
name in the comment section, the description. But that question came to mind because again, like she's one person, only one that I can really count that was actually a real mentor to me. And like I said, a mentor by assignment. Now today I had a conversation with someone that has been assigned to me now as a mentor in an adult program, 60 program. I'm trying to, lean more towards, I'm trying to learn more about art direction. So I'm in this program for that. So
congratulations, bro.
Right,
I
right.
appreciate it.
That's being intentional. So
Yo, this is a live Shooting with Shooters report. We're just finding out about this, man. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. So it's
you missed it though.
So basically it's a program through the one school. They had a mentor and mentee program for fall 2020, and I was fortunate to be a part of that. It's a one-on-one mentoring program, but it's about like 70 mentors. So, but it's still one-on-one. I had a meeting with this mentor today, and it was awesome because I gave him my attention, more than anybody else that's just telling me something, right? He's a few years older than me, has a awesome job in the creative industry. But to me, I'm looking at it like, I just need to know jargon. I just need to know the communication. I know what I feel like I need out of it. And after that talk, he gave me the validation that I know what I'm doing already.
Wow.
So I just got to keep doing what I need to do. And like James said, be persistent and consistent. Honestly, I think that's the name of the show, to be honest.
James got some hitters right there, real tough. Yeah, yo, Bryon, what gravitated you towards this guy?
Towards this,
I was about to ask the same question.
Really, the guy that you said you spent the most time talking to.
Well, and all right, so let me back. I don't want to say like, it's like I've spent like hours and hours talking to this guy, but
bro, you know what I imagined it as? I imagined it as like some speed dating thing, and like you're in a room and all these mentors in the middle, and you just go around talking to them, and like whoever you match with the most was going to be your mentor.
Right. Well, I mean, that might have been that on paper because they matched me up with my mentor, and excuse me. They matched me up with my mentor, so it might have been like a speed dating with the papers, but we just had a regular conversation via Zoom, and it was, again, I told him what I felt like my shortcomings are in this lane, but because I felt like I lacked in a certain area for this particular career. I don't even think it's a career change; it's just a career evolution. But I don't feel like I had experience in that, so I could talk to that person. Like again, just keeping the photography, if I don't retouch, I'm going to talk to one of y'all about retouching because I want to get better in that, or just figure out if I know exactly what I'm doing already.
Brian, let me ask you this. I wanted to know, since we're chronicalizing our careers and this journey, what do you see in 10 years for yourself? In the direction? Right. Like, what do you ultimately want to have accomplished by it?
I mean,
we all got to answer that.
Well, in 10 years from now, for me, just looking at what I've done, like despite what I want to do, what I've learned is life is like starting a research paper, right? You might think that you're going to end up here, you might get all the money that destination is going to give you, but it might not be exactly what you wanted to do. So,
wow,
combining like the photography skill set and the production and all of that stuff that I've gained along the way, it makes perfect sense for Shooter with Shooter to become something much bigger, to become a larger platform, possibly even a channel. So 10 years from now, with the speed of technology, I want this to be that.
Gotcha.
Talking about a 10-year dream that's hard to beat, because your 10-year dream includes us. No, but our 10-year dreams are all going to be with each other.
Right.
I got mine. Yeah. James. If you know,
no, go ahead.
Yo, so Bryon just hit the nail on the head, right? It's like You know, essentially, I think when we all started shooting, you know, we were like, oh, okay, this is something we can sustain ourselves with, you know, because we have the skill set, we have the drive, we have the persistence, we have the consistency, we have the network, we have the personalities, we have the talents, you know what I mean? And I'm starting to just really love and embrace, you know, the other aspects of and skill sets that I have, which is like, you know, hosting, talking to folk. I'm a psych major. I've always loved communicating, and essentially now I'm influencing. But I feel like that's something. Obviously, in this space with my brothers, this is something where I feel that, you know, it has some connection. I'm a real guy, real normal guy, and I let people, you know, see the authenticity that, you know, I have to offer. And it's been a blessing. But, you know, it's not to say that I think I'm going to be, you know, taking pictures of, you know, every major event in the world, you know, some crazy level, but I'm also embracing that photography is always going to be part of my life. But there's other skill sets that I can see myself, you know, thriving in, you know, in 10 years, be it entertainment, podcasts, commercials, whatever, you know. I could dream, right?
Always, definitely. Yeah, and I'd have to co-sign, man. I just, in 10 years, I just see further along in the career and the journey, being self-sustained, meaning, again, still self-employed, but very well to do as far as completely debt free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to have some more accolades, you know, because you do enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I would have to say, you know, I want to get more producing under my belt. I want to get some successful direction under my belt, and fully just embrace the artistry that I was once familiar with the whole acting and so forth. But overall, just evolving in every lane and every aspect of the creative outlet that, you know, output that I typically give. So I just want to continue to storytell, just using whatever medium comes to me, you know, whether that be photography or directing or writing, you know, scripts. So I just want to continue to evolve as an artist and continue to have the blessings of family and support.
I think to bring this all full circle to the conversation that I was having earlier, we ended this mentor Zoom call when he pulled out like a moleskin notebook and just was giving me advice on like how to come up with different, you know, solutions for solving a creative brief, right? But he was just saying, just think about ideas and write them down. And it was as simple as that, but keep them in this journal, whether it's a notebook. I like tangible things. So I have a stack of notebooks back here on the shelf full of ideas that I have for other jobs that never got used, or,
wow.
You know, and basically at that point, you know, again, it was cool because we connected. It was just a moment that I was like, without him and I telling each other, you know, anything, I could tell, okay, oh, that's it. Oh, that's what I got to do. Okay. Right. You know, so that's what it was. So my advice to anybody watching or listening right now is keep a journal, keep an idea book, and write things down, and then come back to it and refine it. If you feel like you can use it right now, great. If you can't, come back to it later on. And I think that also ties back into us with this 10-year goal, because I found marble composition books from 10 years ago that had notes or goals in them. Start brandingbryon.com, you know, or bryonsummers.com, or whatever iteration of whatever I'm on right now. Start that, and I open a notebook up, and it'd be like, you know, a goal that I accomplished maybe a year or two, you know, right. On time or ahead of time. So just having your head down on this path, you might not realize how far you've gone, you know. So every now and then, just look up.
Keeping your head up.
Ooh, child.
That was a dope. Y'all have got bars, man. Y'all got bars. No, I don't know, guys. It's like you said, James, this is definitely a bookmark. I think 2020, with all the negative, we talked about in the last episode, you know, trying to thrive from that. And, you know, it's not like shit's just all of a sudden going to get, you know, rainbows and Skittles, you know what I mean? Like, you know, the road is long, my dude. All y'all know about that. The road is long. So, you know, while we're on this journey, you know, let's celebrate the wins. Let's continue to push forward, and let's get those ideas out of them notebooks. I think one of the coolest things we said back in the day, guys, and I hope you remember this. I don't remember who said it. It might have been you, James, or it was you, Bryon. Who knows? Or it was me. Hold on, let me throw myself out of the mix. I might have said this epic statement, but it was, I want to have more, oh, I remember when I did this, than, oh, I'm trying to do this. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, whoa, Bryon. Bryon, go ahead, B, because I jacked up the quote anyway. But you
no, keep going. But I probably said that because
he said, "Wait, I'm gonna let you finish."
But
so essentially, you know, we want to be known for marking down the stuff that we've already done, the accomplishments, the goals that we set out to do. We want to say, "Oh yeah, guys, remember when we went to Portland? Hey, fellas, remember when we shot at the red carpet of the Smithsonian?" You know, we want to have a lot of those. Yo, remember when we used to? Yo, Bryon, remember when we went out to Palo Alto and took pictures for Facebook?
Yeah.
So, you know, you know, we want to have more of these type of moments more than, yo, guys, man, y'all trying to.
But I feel like that's the consummate artist. When are you ever satisfied? You know, you always think about the next project once you finish the last one. And to be honest, I feel like I'm always going to be looking forward to the next thing until my body expires. So what I ultimately think about, I think about the Sean Combs and the Jay-Z's, where you have these people that have been in the industry for a while. Your Andre Harrell's, rest in peace. But, you know, and they're not even at the, if you want to go older, you can talk about Quincy Jones and, you know, it's like they came up in an era where this was the homie, that was the homie, but they all rose together. And as they got older in age, the dreams never really stopped. You still executive produce shows. You still fund shows. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you always want to evolve and always have your hand in the creative world. And that's, I feel like until my body expires, that's how I'll be. That's how it will be.
Bruh, I think about those shows where you got these, dude, it's a movie where you got these guys, they're in their 40s, their 50s, they got kids and families, and they're just creating, they're storytelling, and they're talking about, oh yeah, man, you know, it started out back in high school doing rap, doing drills for coach.
doing scissor kicks.
Wild, bro. Wow.
Look, man, I definitely look forward to that. I was watching the documentary called Spielberg the other day, and just watching like how Spielberg and George Lucas and different guys, you know, Scorsese, and I'm like, all these guys. So, you know, when you look at it in whether it's whatever you call it, yourself, the community, you know, collective, the, you know, conglomerate, whatever you want to be called, stick it out, and, you know, look forward to like, yeah, stick it out, definitely.
But, you know, real quick, Bryon, before we say goodbye, I got to remind everybody once again, EndSars is the hashtag. A reminder, you know, peaceful protesters were killed on 10/20/20. Peaceful protesters on Lekki Bridge by the Nigerian government shot young people. And, you know, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. Corruption has to stop. So EndSars, make you know a little bit now. I gave you a little bit. Do more research, educate yourself, and share the knowledge. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you, brothers.
Don't forget to vote. Do not
vote.
Yeah. I'm Bryon Summers. I'm Bryon Summers on every platform.
It's Dayo Kasoko, the art hype, on every platform, including Cash App.
I am James Anthony on every platform, including all of the aforementioned. Until next time, y'all, we out.
Peace.
Follow, rate, comment, subscribe.
Hey, James, I like how you did that. Aforementioned, boss. You're like, I ain't repeating it. The aforementioned, bro.